Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Well, good afternoon and welcome to a very, very special event. I think it's the 5th of a series of events, if I remember correctly, Chancellor. I think the first celebration for Tom Burke was at Saracoso Community College in May, and it was followed by a celebration at Porterville College. Then Bakersfield College, we had one at the district office, and here we are with our community. And when you talk about Tom Burke, and when you use the word community, you start thinking of the community of the Kern Community College District. And then you think of the community outside of KCCD. But it goes beyond the boundaries of KCCD. So everyone from the state who are tuning in, welcome to the Kern Community College District. And here we have Valerie live streaming. So the entire state is tuning in because of all the 116 community colleges, we have friends of Tom Burke in each and every one of them. We have a real brief program for you today. Vice Chancellor John Means and I will be emceeing this event. We will start the event with some of our political leaders who are here with us, and then we'll move into some of our community leaders. We will conclude with our Board of Trustees presentation of the emeritus status to Chancellor Tom Burke. So on behalf of my bosses, the board of the Kern Community College District, welcome to this very special event. So to get us started, let's invite our very beloved mayor, Karen Go.
Thank you so much, Chancellor Christian. You talked about this being a very special event, and it's a special event because of a very special person. Tom, you are very much into making sure that the district is financially sound and all of those things that a good chancellor, good director should do. But your colleagues describe you in other ways. Relaxed, easygoing, supportive, honest, kind. But I love this one, good to the core. And Tom Burke, you indeed are good to the core. You're good to the core, not only for the Kern Community College District, but for the city of Bakersfield. We are so privileged because of your investment in our city to have the type of college system that we have, to have Bakersfield College, and to have all of the areas, the many areas that you've touched. And so today we celebrate from the city of Bakersfield and all of our community, Chancellor Tom Burke, good to the core. And it's my honor on behalf of the city of Bakersfield to thank you for your exceptional service, good to the core. Chancellor Tom Burke, come on up here, and it's my honor to present this to you. Give it up for Chancellor Tom Burke, good to the core.
Well, I'd like to recognize two very special women here today. The beautiful Tina Burke. Please come on up, Tina. You want to say a few words?
Oh, say a few words. Well, I wasn't prepared to say a few words. I am humbled beyond belief for this recognition of my husband, who has been so incredibly hardworking. I'll never forget when he and I think his colleagues realized that you were going to be pivoting to Zoom and everything else the day that it hit, and how many hours he spent researching how to make it happen in such a way that the needs of the students were always served. And he's never let down since. So I'm very honored on his behalf and very thankful for all of you in this recognition.
Happy to have Tom's daughter here as well. I see to my right someone who's been a big supporter of the Kern Community College District, Vince Fong, our assembly member, who has always been there, always saying yes to us. Please come forward.
Well, it's certainly an honor to be here, Tom. One of the other words people describe your leadership is steady. And no matter how chaotic things get, and certainly we've gone through a very chaotic time in the past 16 months, but even before then, with budgets going up and down, you always provide steady leadership. But while we talked about your fiscal acumen, every single time I've ever talked to you in terms of looking for guidance and advice, it's always been about the students. And when we talk about access and opportunity in the Central Valley, Tom always advocated the fact that the community colleges in our community provided that opportunity, that path to success, maybe to a four-year university after that. But he knew that the students in our community had always an opportunity to go to one of our local community colleges to achieve success. And so congratulations on your retirement, though I hear you're still working. But I always say retirement is now you have time to do the things you want to do. And so you'll probably be busier in your retirement than you probably will be probably at the time that you're working as a chancellor. But congratulations on 24 years of dedicated service to our students in our community. And we wish you well. And hopefully you won't be shy. You'll continue to give us mentorship and advice whenever we need it. So congratulations to you. Always look at the big camera.
Well, thank you, Assemblymember Vince Fong. And next, we have someone who has brought $22 million to the Kern Community College District, Assemblymember Rudy Sullis.
All right, good morning, everyone. It's great to be here. Tom, congratulations. I think congratulations, right? No, I just say, I just want to say I wanted to be here today, actually make it a point because, you've done so much, not just for the community college district in Bakersfield, but really for all the students. When you think about the legislation you helped pass and the whole new funding formula, and that's like moving forward, not just, when was that, 2005, 6, somewhere around there? Right, when we did the legislation up in Sacramento, but that's helping students moving forward. And so your impact is not only felt during your time here, but I say that because your impact is still going to continue to be felt for years and decades to come. And so we just want to say thank you for all of your hard work. And I don't know if you're going to go back and try to teach just to kind of remember those old days, but I'm sure any classroom would welcome you in there. But we do have a resolution, I think, that's signed on behalf of all of the legislators. And so I do want to present this to you, and this will be something that lives in the Capitol archives forever. So we'll have this for you, and maybe your great grandchildren or somebody further down the line will be able to look this up and see all the great things that you've done. So congratulations. First Vince. Ready. 1, 3.
1, 2.
3. All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Senator Shannon Grove was not able to be here, but we have Vivian Cow here to present Chancellor Burke with a resolution. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vivian, and it's my honor and pleasure to be here on behalf of Senator Shannon Grove. Obviously, everyone knows this far more than I do, but Chancellor Tom Burke, through your 24 years of service, you've created a legacy, and it's definitely propelled Bakersfield on the map, and the impact that you've made on the community is just, unmatched. On behalf of Senator Grove, it's my pleasure to present you with a certificate of recognition that says, please accept my sincere congratulations on your retirement after many years of instrumental service to the Kern Community College District. During your tenure as chancellor, you've widened the breadth of programs, thereby ensuring the quality of academics and overall quality of life for our students and community. Best wishes for a future filled with many more years of success. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like to invite my partner in crime, Vice Chancellor John Means.
I'm thrilled to be a part of recognizing Tom and his accomplishments and achievements and what he gave to the district. Next, I'd like to introduce Richard Chapman, who's the President and CEO of the Kern Economic Development Corporation. Welcome, Richard.
Great. Well, thank you for having me. Thank you for the invitation. And, Tom, you're an incredible mentor. I was privileged to have you on our board for about 5 years. And your better half saw almost every day as Tina Burke, the division chief of planning and community development. So, you see this great photo of you that kind of embodies Tom Burke right there. So maybe I'll get a copy for my desk when we move on. And it's you're looking at Tom's background, just kind of the finance officer. Budget. I learned about budget because my CFO left to go to Bakersfield College and lead the foundation. So now I'm the new CFO. So I really appreciate that aspect of it. But really the qualitative side. We have 40,000 students in the district. Think about the multiplier there over the last 20 years. That impact 500,000 plus. And just amazing. And, we're in the Launchpad area today, talk about all the initiatives that, Tom was instrumental in launching the Launchpad. And what is the Launchpad? It's about the future of Kern County, the entrepreneurs. 90% of net new job growth are from young firms. And that's going to be, frankly, the future to Kern County success. So you all are at the table affecting change. And maybe you have a startup, Tom, planned. I know that you're a fisherman. I don't know what the correct term. Love for Ireland. I'm Scottish, so I'm sorry about that. But I know I have 2 minutes. I wanted to leave. I was looking for fish quotes, right? Fishing quotes. There are a lot out there, but in the immortal words of Zane Grey, if I fished only to capture fish, my fishing trips would have ended long ago. So I really like that. But hopefully our relationship working with you, talking to you on an ongoing basis, that does not end. But I appreciate your stewardship and leadership. And thank you. Fortunate to have you in Kern County. Appreciate it.
Next, I get to introduce Mike Turnipsteed, who, as they say, needs no introduction, who's the executive director of Kern Tax and worked with Tom for a long time. Thanks, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. I've known Tom Burke 30 years. How many people have known Tom Burke 30 years? Met Tom Burke at Couples Against Cancer, 1991 or 92. Tina, my wife Nancy, and I did that for a few years, raising money for the American Cancer Society on Oktoberfest. And then when the passage of Prop 39 and the 55% of school bonds, Tom was invited to join the board at Kern Tax because not the financial stuff that he knew. He's one of the very few people that understand money, really understand money in education and how it works, especially long-term budgeting, facility management, and those type of things. So, and then 2005, I became the executive director, so he became my boss. So, boss, good luck in your retirement. You've been on the board, you're, what, 20 years, starting your 21st year? So that's been a long career, too. I know everybody on the current tax board congratulates you. And well, you're not going anywhere as far as we're concerned. But anyway, we will wish both you and Tina the best. Thank you.
Okay.
So now we're moving to the very last part of our brief program. But before I do that, I wanted to tell you, Kelly, Tom's daughter, no, don't worry, I'm not going to ask you to speak like I put your mom on the spot. But your dad is so proud of you. And when we get together, you know, I'm talking business, he always comes back to his family as his touchstone. So happy to see you here. So with that, I'm going to ask our board members to come up front. I'll have Trustee Kay Meek on my right, Chancellor Tom Burke on my left. Right by Trustee Meek, I would have Trustee Romeo Agbalag, and then Trustee Nan Gomez-Heitzberg, so we can have all trustees here for the frame when we're going into the emeritus. And then to Tom, I would have Trustee John Corkins, Trustee Kyle Carter, and Trustee Giovanni Jimenez. Nan and Jack Cannell, Trustee Jack Cannell, to my right. So I'm going to invite Vice Chancellor John Means to read a prepared statement that is presented for the designation of emeritus. Those of you in academia know that emeritus is the greatest recognition that we can give an academic. And the Board of Trustees takes this responsibility very seriously. So it is a big moment for us when each emeritus status is officially recognized. And we symbolize it through the presentation of a medallion, which will be done by Trustee Kay Meek. Typically, the president of the board, Trustee Romeo Agbalag, would be presenting the medallion. But President Agbalag wanted our senior-most trustee, Kay Meek, to do the honors for someone of Tom Burke's caliber and recognition. So with that, I'd like to invite Vice Chancellor John Means.
My pleasure to read our statement and recommendation to the board for Tom Burke to receive Chancellor Emeritus. Tom has over 20 years in higher education and started with the Kern Community District as the Bakersfield College Director of Business Service in 1997. He served in that capacity until 2001, when he was selected as Chief Financial Officer for KCCD in 2017. As Chief Financial Officer for our district, Tom coordinated the design of the district resource allocation models that allowed for significant buildup of reserves after being at lower than 5% in the early 2000s, and coordinated the consolidation of all the KCCD business services, accounting, finance, and facilities planning and construction, as well as human relations into centralized functions. Also, while CFO, Tom led the process to bring Barnes & Nobles in to operate the college bookstores, assisted with the election efforts to secure voter approval for nearly $700 million in local construction bonds, Measure G and Measure J, and coordinated the design of district resource allocation models that allowed for significant buildup of reserves after being lower than 5% in early 2000s. I said that. During that time, Tom was also very active statewide as one of the CFOs, and Tom really led that effort statewide. That guided the development of SB 361, the state funding resource allocation model. He was president of the Association of Community College Business Officers from 2010 to 2012, and in 2014 received the Association of Community College Administrators Leadership Award for Administrative Excellence. Tom was named Chancellor of the Kern Community College District in 2017. As Chancellor, some of Tom's accomplishments are, just some of them, guided the district through the COVID pandemic and ensuring ongoing continuation of college and district operations, led the district through the implementation of the new Vision for Success goals and student-centered funding formula, incorporating it into the district's strategic plan. He assisted in the work to secure a new college outreach center co-located at CSU Bakersfield campus, continued statewide expertise and leadership to the State Chancellor's Office, utilizing his expertise on the funding allocation model, initiated a management staff training and development program for all district managers on equity, equality, diversity, racism, and inclusion. Entered into a collaborative MOU with Calbright and the New Working Learning Innovation Alliance. Entered into a collaborative MOU with Foothill De Anza Coast Community College Districts to explore common uses and deployments of Aleutian Banner 9 with the goal of developing a community college-wide system administrative IT. Assisted in the successful reaffirmation of the accreditation for all three of the district colleges. Collaborated with the Kern education CEOs in the formation of the Kern Pledge with the primary objective of creating a ubiquitous collaboration and data sharing linkage between all of the Kern County's educational entities from pre-K through college. Last, and as they say, certainly not least, provided an active participation and guidance to the District Leadership Academy, including leading the kickoff meetings and participation in the annual legislative trips to Sacramento. Congratulations, Tom.
Thanks, John. Appreciate it.
Hi. Try to get through with this without tears. I want to first just say that I am so grateful for the time I have spent working with Tom Burke. He has always been such a wonderful and thoughtful leader. And I'm proud of the things we have accomplished at the Kern Community College District during his time as chancellor. We've expanded programs to better provide opportunities for our students. We've upgraded facilities and made an even brighter future for KCCD. Tom led our district through a pandemic without sacrificing our commitment to providing quality education and has left a legacy of dedication to student success. Even before he became chancellor, Tom did so much for the district as the chief financial officer. Students for years to come will be thankful for the upgrades he helped secure through Measure J. I have been with the district for over 20 years, and during that time, I've worked with 4 chancellors. It's always a little bittersweet to see outstanding colleagues move on, but I know that his hard work has left KCCD in a strong position to continue serving our community and our students. And on a personal note, I want to thank you. I never wanted to be on the finance committee, and I always said no because I didn't feel like I had the knowledge to really contribute. But you talked me into it, and I finally said yes, and I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for all that you've taught me. And all of the community work that you and Tina have done. And yes, I remember back to Oktoberfest and the little cute shorts you wore. And Tom, thank you, and I wish you the best in your well-earned retirement and very healthful retirement for you and Tina, and Godspeed, my dear.
Thank you.
Are we ready for? And on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Kern Community College District, it gives me great pleasure to award you the American Emeritus status. And you're going to be missed, kiddo, but I know you're going to be around.
I'll be around.
Because there's a contract being approved today.
Well, I can't believe it's come to this day, but there we're here. I just briefly want to thank first off my family, my wife, my daughter, my two sons are actually watching on the feed, and without them, I wouldn't be able to get this done. Also, to my legislative colleagues, thank you for the recognition, and thank you for all the work on behalf of the district and our students. It will pay dividends for all of our serving area for decades to come. Chancellor Christian, thank you for today, and thank you for your dedication to the district. And thank you to the staff and to BC Catering for they did a great job today on putting this all together. And to the faculty, staff, administrators, Board of Trustees, thank you for your support. Thank you for helping me be successful in serving the students of this magnificent district. And you guys are the best. And to my colleagues that are watching, thank you as well. I learned a lot from you, and you contributed to my success in my career here at the district as well. So thank you. So with that, I will bid everybody adieu. And if you need me, I'm a phone call away, and potentially you can see me up on the Kern River or on Lake Isabella in the near future. But with that, everybody have a happy holidays. Thank you again for coming out. I really appreciate it.
That's it. We're adjourned, and board members will be starting our board meeting at 1 p.m. Thank you, everyone. Please enjoy Chef Fidel's food. Okay, thank you.